Yes, you, to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Now, you know what we're going to do. It's 30 days to a better brain. We are going to get straight into it. But first, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. 30 days to a better brain. For those who don't know, 30 days to a better brain is day 29, by the way. We got 1 day left tomorrow, and that's crazy. But 30 days to a better brain is me challenging my mind towards better health and encouraging you to do the same, because brain health is not only closely linked to mental health, brain health is so underrated. Like we want to train our muscles, but we don't want to train the thing that we use every day. The brain is the most nutrient dependent, the most energy dependent, the most stress vulnerable, the most toxin accumulating organ in the body. So why are we neglecting this? I don't understand, guys. I just don't understand. Please, anyways, yeah, I don't understand. But I do understand at the same time, because it's either there's two paths, victory or victimhood. All right. Victimhood is when you're connecting to the ignorance of things. So it's being empowered by ignorance. So like, oh yeah, you don't know something, so you're just gonna pretend you're okay, not knowing that thing, which has been affecting you your whole life. Whereas victory is you connect to the knowledge that will empower yourself, right? And you cure the ignorance. You say, okay, this thing is affecting my thing. How can I understand? How can I educate myself more about myself? And what parts? What is this operating system that you call the body, and how does it function? What's affecting me? Is it what's affecting my mental? Like what's going on in my mental, inside and externally, internally, externally? And how can I improve upon that? Because I remember I heard Jack Canfield. He said like, "Well, you don't want a new normal. You want a new better." So how can this new normal that is being this narrative that's been pushed on us? How can we make that a new better? How can we evaluate the things around us and make that better, right? So, and one of the things we can do to make that better is a proven cognitive training system to help you strengthen and sharpen your brain, increase your attention span, improve your focus, and enhance your cognitive abilities. That being your learning, your memory, your attention, your thoughts, your comprehension, your ability to process information, and creating a resilient brain. So the ability to handle more. Your brain is being able to handle the stresses of daily life, whether it's in the workplace, at home, wherever you may be. If you have a system in place, you have a focal point where you can refer back to whenever life gets hard, or whenever you're moving to a new level of life where it's going to require more of you. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. The score to beat is 1.38. I'm going to read you the tip of the day. By clicking the question mark on the left side of the dashboard, you can access a wide range of scientific references and videos. These will provide some useful information, insights into how NeuroTracker can help you with your path to improvement. So again, this episode helps to the path of improvement. If you want to track back and see more about the cognitive education I provided, go to my YouTube channel, Devan Edwards, or you can go to my social media. Like, I got quite a bit of things, And also, what you can even more so do is DM me at TheVanderConnector11 if you want to train your brain for at least 6 minutes a day in a proven way. Okay, if you want to train, educate, and nourish your brain, all right, educate yourself about yourself. Comment 90 below or DM me at TheVanderConnector11. Fill in our cognition survey. The link in the bio. Let's get into this. And whilst we're getting into this, I'm gonna speak to you a little bit. So this week's been interesting. We're very I'll say mentally challenging. A lot of hurdles to get over, a lot of obstacles to overcome that are in the process of being overcome, but may not be quick enough. So like, for example, like getting certain results that you wanted in this time period but then it gets delayed by a few days or whatnot. But that can impact your emotional state, that can impact your whole beings. But it's like, now how do you pivot from that? How do you pivot from this setback and make a major comeback? First, you need to understand that and accept that what the current situation is. And then now you need to understand, okay, how can I make this better moving forward? Or how can I improve upon this situation? How can I not put myself into a dark space? Or how can I not put myself into a space where it's not going to make me move forward? How can I not stay stagnant based on incoming stressful information or incoming things that try to hinder me, or hinder the progress? Because whenever your intention is pure towards doing something, there's always going to be a hindrance in your progress. It's going to come in different forms, but you have to be ready and you have to be able to pivot, and you have to be sharp and develop that mental strength for real to get to overcome it. And I remember hearing Bob Proctor say, is like, whenever you experience change, how do you handle it? Do you embrace it, or do you run away from it? Like, are you embracing the change, or are you retreating back to your comfort zone? You're like, oh no, I don't like this situation, so I'm just gonna go to a default setting which is safe. It's safe in my mind.
0.7.
Not the highest choice that you can make, not the most fruitful for moving forward, but it's safe. It's not all. I get I get we do want to be safe. We always want to have that protective layer. But sometimes to have security, there has to be
0.4.
a level of strength to actually move forward, because you can't, if you're safe and stagnant, you're safe and stagnant. It's an illusion of growth, and like, when you're not growing, you're dying. Growth is the goal. So you don't want to just be safe. You don't want to just be in one position. You want to be okay within yourself to move forward
0.7.
and move forward through it, making the best choices for yourself and what will serve anyone connected to you. And sometimes people may not understand that, and
1.1.
it's okay, but at the same time, still, sometimes people need a reminder. Sometimes you need a reminder to yourself to just plan to review, reevaluate what you're doing. And that's something that hit me this month many times. So it was like pivoting. I was like, okay, got this setback.
1.7.
How can I do this? How can I get through this? And one of the things I learned was, like, I needed, like, getting rest that was a game changer for me. Like, getting the rest when I need it, because I was doing so much mental activity, not only just cognition, but like
2.7.
Affirmation, like exercise, working with people, the interactions I'm having, like, that all can be like, it can be a mental strain. But if you have the right nourishment, the right training within your brain, within your emotional state, you're able to handle it. But then you also need to know, like, have those things in place where you know how to handle it, and remind yourself of how to handle it. Because even though we might have learned how to handle certain situations, but we forget sometimes, right? And it's just about remembering until you become the member of that. remember that the higher choice, remember your greatest self, or how you are in your greatest version, and then become a member of the greatest version. Be that greatest version. So it takes, sometimes it's gonna take a lot of remembering to get back into that member, that to become you, to become that higher aspect that
1.3.
This is like, it lies deep within. It comes out at random times. What if you could be like that? What if you could maintain that for the long term? What if you could always operate in that state every day? And it's possible. Let's not rule out the fact that it's not possible. It is very possible. There's people. I've seen people
1.7.
who operate at their best every day. I've seen it. Heard stories of it, like seeing it's possible. It's very possible. They may not be like 120%, but they'll definitely be 100%. And like, what if they're only feeling about 60%? When needed, they can activate the rest of that 20% to get back to 100%. And
2.1.
I've seen it's high performers do that, and they've wired their brain to do that. And so for us, it's hard because we have a human default programming which polarizes us towards fear-based thinking. It polarizes us towards focusing on the problem. It polarizes us towards not focusing on solution. It polarizes us towards that. But we have to override that programming consciously through our thoughts. We have to override that programming, and consciously through the actions and thoughts and the things we do. You know? So are you training your brain to override those negative programmings? Are you planting positive seeds into your subconscious emotional mind to put your brain in a state where it can handle whatever comes its way, and you can always find a solution that serves the highest good of what the intention of the problem solving is about, and they'll get into the core of things. Something to ask yourself.
1.9.
Definitely something to ask yourself. Ask yourself every day, because right now is the time to get more clarity, seek more clarity. And if you want to prove an effective system to train your brain, nourish your brain, educate yourself about your brain, definitely let's connect. Okay. And yeah, so DM brain or 90, or comment brain or 90 at the Van de Connector 11, or wherever you're tuning in from. And like, let's expand our mind. Let's not contract. Let's not retreat back into our comfort zone. Let's embrace the change. Let's embrace and connect to the knowledge that will empower ourselves, and then empower ourselves, because it requires our effort. Like the law of vibration states, nothing rests, everything moves. So the movement is key. There's no time, there's only movement. So how are you moving? Are you moving towards, or is your body just wiggling in one spot? That's funny. Anyways, so let me show you my result. My result was 186. I did amazing today. 186. Okay, 1.86. So that's definitely beat my day one score. And tomorrow I'm gonna beat. Hopefully, I'm looking to beat this score as well. But I'm definitely gonna show you that from day 1 to day 30, I improved my cognition. I improved my brain, and you can do the same. Stay empowered, and just remember, the connection continues.